A reading from the book of Job. Job chapter 16, verse 1 through 22. Then Job answered and said, I have heard this sort of thing many times. Wearisome comforters are you all. Is there no end to windy words? Or what sickness have you that you speak on? I also could talk as you do, were you in my place. I could declaim over you, or wag my head at you. I could strengthen you with talk, or shake my head with silent lips. If I speak, this pain I have will not be checked. If I leave off, it will not depart from me. But now that I am exhausted and stunned, all my company has closed in on me. As a witness, there rises up my accuser, speaking openly against me. I am the prey his wrath assails. He gnashes his teeth against me. My enemies lord it over me. Their mouths are agape to bite me. They smite me on the cheek insultingly. They are all enlisted against me. God has given me over to the impious. Into the clutches of the wicked he has cast me. I was in peace, but he dislodged me. He seized me by the neck and dashed me to pieces. He has set me up for a target. His arrows strike me from all directions. He pierces my sides without mercy. He pours out my gall upon the ground. He pierces me with thrust upon thrust. He attacks me like a warrior. I have fastened sackcloth over my skin and have laid my brow in the dust. My face is inflamed with weeping, and there is darkness over my eyes. Although my hands are free from violence, and my prayer is sincere, O earth, cover not my blood, nor let my outcry come to rest. Even now, behold my witness. My witness is in heaven, and my spokesman is on high. My friends, it is who wrong me. Before God, my eyes drop tears, that he may do justice for a mortal in his presence and decide between a man and his neighbor. For my years are numbered now, and I am on a journey from which I shall not return. In this passage, we hear again Job debating with his friends who are upset with him, or who are condemning him, or who are encouraging him. These friends who have come to him in his time of grief, who are trying to make sense of why Job is suffering. I wanted to read a poem. I wanted to read a poem that deals with suffering and how we should address suffering. Because for many of us, it will not be we who are suffering, but it will be those around us. And that we will have to interact with them. And the way that we interact with them will either add to their suffering or take away their suffering. So I wanted to read this poem. It's a poem that I wrote when a friend of mine, his father, died. This is me trying to make sense of suffering. This is me trying to say, what should it be How is it that I can take care of those who are suffering rather than adding to their burdens with the wrong words or the wrong thing to say? I send my sympathies, but what good is that? I don't know how you feel. I don't know what he meant. I know not how your heart is rent. Who am I to tell you it will be okay? Who am I to tell you how you should or should not mourn? I know not your loss. Who am I to merely gloss? You have a right to laugh or cry. You have a right to support or solitude. I cannot take away pain if there is pain. No one knows the shock, the doubt, the blame. No one knows the fear. No one knows the issue's name. No one can understand. You are not a stage of grief. Who are we to grin and in secret wink? It will all be okay. He'll get over it someday. God didn't need your dad in heaven. This is not some master plan. Words hurt even if the speaker's stupid. You don't require hallmark phrases. You don't need our minds' glazes. How are you feeling? Let me give you some advice. When did you become public property? You keep going, no more if-I'd. The truth is, most of us are terrified. With what you do, you were most ready for it. Be strong for us. Is that supposed to help? Don't they know? You know they don't. The heartless, offer it up. That's a robot speaking. For death is not good, my friend. Even Jesus wept when his friend Lazarus slept. Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani. Take up Christ's cry. Your question, his reply. I have not abandoned thee. My love conquers all from aloft this tree. I send my sympathies? No, I will love you and I will pray. I don't know how you feel today. I don't know what he meant. I do know that your heart is made for eternity. In writing this poem and in reflecting on this poem, what I was trying to say was that the only thing that we can do is we can offer our love and we can pray for the person, that they might know more fully the love of God. Because when we face tragedy or when we face grief, people will come to us and will tell us things. Or when our friends go, we try and tell them things. We try and say, how is it that I can fix this problem? And that's what we see Job's friends doing. They said, look, we can explain away your suffering. We can explain away the loss of your 10 children, your sickness, and the loss of all your possessions. What we don't hear them saying is, I love you, I am here with you, I am your friend. So in these days, as we are moving forward, and we see people around us suffering, let us encourage them by saying, I love you. I am with you. I am here for you if you need me, or I am away from you if you need solitude. And let us pray and entrust them to God, who alone knows the human heart.